All right, good morning. So today we're going to pick up right where we left off on our car buying assignment. We finished off with activity C, and we're going to pick up with activity D. So give me a second here, and we will. So the first thing we're going to do in activity D is we're going to insert a brand new worksheet into our file by going down here at the bottom and clicking on the new sheet icon. On this sheet, we're going to calculate how many hours per week we have to work to own and operate our car. Go ahead and, just like before, insert the following information just as it appears here. In A1, I'm going to type in weekly budget forecast. And I'm going to change the font size to 18. I'm going to merge and center it across columns A through I. In A3, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in make. In A4, I'm going to type model. In A6, I'm going to type in total cost of owning and operating this car for 1 year. In A8, I'm going to type in cost of the car per week. And in A10, I'm going to say number of working hours per week to afford a car. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to merge and center A through H. And I'm going to merge and center A8, just A through D. And we'll also do this one, A through H. And then I'm just going to make sure that all of these are aligned to the left. Let's input a couple of formulas so that we'll have some of this work done for us. In cell I8, we're going to type the formula equals I6, which is the total cost of owning and operating for a year, divided by 52. That'll give us an idea of how much money each week it's going to cost us per week to own the car. In cell I10, we're going to type in a formula that is going to tell us the cost of the car per week divided by our salary so that we can figure out how much the number of hours that we'll have to work per week to afford the car. Let's go ahead and use the number that we used in our previous assignment, our yearly budget forecast, and just use $14. Okay. Hopefully you can get a good paying job, just a little above minimum wage. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to highlight from A1 through I10, and we're going to copy this, and then we're going to select cell A14, and we're going to paste it once, and then we're going to select cell A25, we're going to paste this one more time, and let's just go ahead and save real quick, and we're ready to move on to the next step. Activity E is going to require us to use the internet to research and gather information for 3 different cars. So we need to find the make and model, we need to find the sticker price, we need to choose additional options and their costs, and we need to figure out what the gas mileage is for the car. So I'm going to go back to sheet A, and you have a couple of options here. I mean, I recommended that you, in the assignment, the recommendation is for you to use Edmunds.com. You can do that, or you can use you can just do a Google search for some of these things. Again, I'm going to search for new cars, and you can choose really whatever whatever type of car you want. In this case, let's have a little bit of fun. I'm going to choose a Mercedes-Benz, and we'll just go for a basic C-Class sedan, and it doesn't really matter to me. I'll just do the newest version, 2017. Okay, so we can see that the base price for a Mercedes sedan is $40,425. So true market value for a Mercedes is going to be $40,425. Okay, and now you can see that a lot of our columns have already filled in. Now I'm going to go up here to build, and let's go ahead and build our Mercedes. So we have room for 4 options. So let's see what sort of options we want to choose. Let's go to build and price. So actually a little bit of good news. It says that this 7-speed automatic starts at $39,500. So I'm actually going to make a quick adjustment here and say $39,500. And I'm going to go ahead and choose that. Although I see that there are 9 different styles here that I could choose from. So that's the cheapest one. Let's stick with that. The next one, choose colors and options. So you can see there's a couple of different packages here that I could add. So if it's base model, right, we might want to add, we can look at what these things offer here. Parking assist has surround view cameras. You might think like, oh wow, that would be really helpful. Maybe you want to have leather upholstery. Let's see, the premium package has blind spot assist, keyless go, Sirius XM radio. Premium package 2 has all of that plus a nice sound system. So maybe you're like, oh, I really want the premium package, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and include that, which is $29.50. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add $29.50 here, and the option package is premium 2 package. Then I'm going to scroll down. Here's my color options. So for my color, you can see that like if I choose black or polar white, there's no extra charge. But I really have my head set on having a red Mercedes. So in this case, we also have to pay a little extra for that. So that's an important thing to remember when we're buying a car, is that even when you see that base model price, oops, I guess I better type it in. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the price you're going to pay. And that I'm paying that for the Cardinal red metallic paint. Okay, I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. You can see that I was required with the premium package to also include these heated and ventilated front seats. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in. Heated seats, which is $1,030. And again, you don't have to fill up every single, you don't have to fill up every single one of the options, right? It's just important to like take a look at like, oh man, if I went to buy a car, is this something that'd be really important to me? Like, I know that a lot of people are like, oh, I've got to have the really nice wheels. And you might say to yourself, oh, well, it's only $500 more. I'm already spending $45,000. But remember, every dollar counts in what you will have to pay each week. So I'm going to add those really nice 18-inch 5-spoke wheels. Right, and I'm going to scroll down, and the next thing that I need to look at how it already calculated. It tells me the total cost of additional options, my subtotal of my car, the tax, the registration, the total price of the car. Here's my down payment, right? Here's how much interest I'm going to have to pay on my loan. And so there's my total cost per year to purchase the car. So $13,590. That's not terrible, and in a way, you look at it as like, well, it's $1,000 a month about. Let's see though how much it costs to operate the car. So that's another thing to keep in mind that's important. So we're going to make the assumption that we're going to drive 15,000 miles a year. That's pretty like standard, especially if you're living pretty close to where you're going to work. We need to find the average miles per gallon. So let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and actually take 2017. Let's see if I can, right here, features and specs. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. So for the 7-speed sedan, it's 24 city. So remember, you're not going to type in MPG or anything like that. You're just going to put 24 city and 34 highway, which makes my average miles per gallon 29. And the number of gallons used per year, wow, 517 gallons per year used, which total cost of gas for a year is $1,293. Remember that you have to have your cost of insurance, right? If you have a 3.0 or above, you get that good student discount, right? Which brings your total cost of insurance to about $1,260. So that now we have the total cost of owning and operating this car for 1 year is $16,143.93. So good job. Hopefully you set up your values correctly, and that was easy to do. I am going to just throw in here my make and model, which again was, let's go back to the make and model that I had chosen. There we go. So the make is a Mercedes Benz, and we're going to go with a 7-speed C-Class. Okay. So you're going to do this for 3 different cars of your choice. And like I said, I mean, I think that the Mercedes-Benz would fall under a luxury car. And I would recommend that you choose, like, you know, again, one dream car or a luxury car like a Mercedes, one budget-friendly car, something that's very, very affordable. And then lastly, you can choose like one in the middle. I'm going to go back to my sheet, to sheet 1, and I'm only going to demonstrate this for one of the cars. You're going to be responsible for doing it for car 2, which will be the same process we just did, car 3, which will also be the same process we just did, and then on each of these sheets, you'll do the same thing. So I'm going to go back to car 1. I'm going to just go ahead, I'm going to copy Mercedes-Benz, my make and model of my cars, and I'm just going to paste it right here. So I've got that. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab my total cost of owning and operating the car for 1 year. So I'm going to go back to car 1, and the total cost to own and operate the car for 1 year is right here. So I'm just going to copy that. And give me 1 second. We'll just actually 16,143.93. Okay. And by including that, this tells me that the cost of owning this car per week is going to be $310. Go ahead and add a currency sign right there. And the number of hours per week to afford the car that I'll have to work is 22 hours. All right. So that gives you an idea for the Mercedes how you're going to complete this assignment. All right. So the last thing you'll do, and again, I'm going to let you do this on your own, is just you're going to go ahead and you're going to repeat the same process for cars 2 and car 3, and then you'll input that information into this weekly budget forecast. And you'll be done. The one thing I want to show you really quickly is how we can, instead of just typing in this number in I6, how we can create a formula for it. So I'm going to put in an equal sign. Go back to sheet 1. Click on I-46 and hit enter, and that'll move that value right there for you. Sorry for not doing that the first time. And then again, this will show you the amount of hours that it took for you to work, or that you had to work in order to afford the car. Let's just rename this sheet real quick to costs. Let's go back to sheet 2 real quick, car 2, and go all the way down to I-60. I'm going to ask you to put your name there. Go ahead and save your work one more time. File, save. And you're all done. Go ahead and submit it to Google Classroom, respond to your blog, and thank you very much for doing a great job on this assignment.